everyone. Welcome to Alex and Constantine's Reviews.
Hello. Today we are going to be ranking the first season of Columbo. Very good show. We're going to be ranking it from our number 9 all the way to what we think is the best of the season.
There were 9 episodes in the first season, including a pilot, and I think there might have been 2 pilots before they actually started the show. Keep in mind
that these are all really good episodes, so it was actually surprisingly hard to choose them all. But we figured it out. We got a pretty comprehensive list. So
yeah. So here we go. And okay, by the way, Columbo, starring Peter Falk. Show started in the, I think, late 60s, early 70s. He's a detective, and the whole shtick is that he kind of looks disheveled, not too bright. All of the people that he, most of the antagonists are very accomplished. They're rude to him, but they're accomplished, smart, usually very wealthy and very brilliant, and he outwits them basically. And they all think he's kind of not that smart, I guess.
His whole stick is that he's pretending to be a not very smart person, and then he ends up being the person that puts him in jail. Which makes him smart, you know?
Exactly. And pretty much, you don't see Columbo normally until the first, sometimes 15, 20 minutes go by before he even shows up. So they do a good job of really setting up the scene, introducing you to all the characters, and then, so you kind of get a feel for what kind of people they are, what they're about, what they did, how the murder happened, and then Columbo shows up. So without further ado,
let's get started.
Let's get started. So our okay, I don't want to say it this way, but our least favorite, our number 9, is the second episode called Ransom for a Dead Man.
Yes. This episode, while having some really good qualities, is the weakest, probably because it's the most boring episode on the list.
I know. I remember when we first went, because I just introduced Alex, my nephew, by the way.
Hello.
So I kind of introduced him to the shows. Hey, let's watch these. He goes not too far away. I was like, check out Columbo. And we started liking it. But the second one, he liked the first one. The second one, I'm like, he's probably not going to like it based on this, because it is a little slow and drawn out, and it's not really that exciting. They're still figuring it out.
And I also think part of the reason why I didn't like it is because we watched the first 2 in the first night that we did it.
Did we?
Remember? Yeah. Before we did an episode of Visit, we went
That's true.
2 episodes.
That's true.
So that might be also the reason why.
That could be also.
But mostly because it's a boring episode. Definitely not as good as the first one, but we'll get to that one soon. So
here we go. Number 8, Lady in Waiting. And what is that about?
That one, a girl, the only other episode in the whole season where a girl is the main antagonist. She kills her brother, trying to make it look like a burglary.
That's right. She sets up this whole thing where she hides the key. He has to come to her bedroom. She's killed, supposedly got woken up by a burglar. She's in half asleep and she shoots him. But it kind of went wrong, and of course Columbo shows up, ruins it. And you liked the dream sequence in that, where she's kind of imagining the whole thing.
That was really good because she sits in her bed and she's imagining the perfect crime, pretty much.
Right.
She's imagining how she wants to play out, but then when it actually plays out, it messes up in every possible conceivable way.
Right.
Because she's just an amateur person who just imagined wanting to kill her brother.
Right.
So she can't be a mastermind yet.
Exactly.
So she screws up.
She screwed up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's also starring Leslie Nielsen, if you know from Airplane, The Naked Gun, in a serious role. Later on, he will do a lot of comedy. I don't know if you've ever seen The Naked Gun or okay. That's you see Columbo, which is already pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lady in Waiting, we have it number 8. Number 7, we thought is an episode called Suitable for Framing. Go ahead.
Okay, this episode, a painter guy, he's a painting critique.
Critic, that's right. He's a critic. Yep.
And his uncle.
And a multiple murderer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he has multiple skills under his belt.
Right.
And his uncle has a bunch of epic paintings, and probably could sell for a good price. Bang, bang, he's dead. Right.
Right.
He kills him, and for the perfect crime.
But what he did is he killed his uncle, and then he had an accomplice. And what he did is he went to some art gallery, and then he put this warming blanket on his uncle, and had the girl take it off when he was somewhere else to make the police think, oh, the body's still warm. It must have just happened, but it happened hours ago.
He conveniently breaks his watch.
Then he kills uncle. Then he killed his accomplice too. And he was at the gallery. Oh, what time? He kept asking everybody what time it is.
My watch is broken.
Yeah, he's very pompous, and by the end of it, I don't think anyone was disappointed that he got busted.
Yeah. No.
Were you
no.
sad?
He was just a bad person. He was a jerk.
He was a
good
jerk.
person.
No, he was rotten. All right, number 6, we have dead weight. What's that about?
This guy is an army guy, a war veteran, and he just kills his partner because they're getting government money.
Yeah, they have these big, massive government contracts, and they're cheating, of course. Well, not of course, but they're cheating. And his partner's like, listen, I'm out of here because they're going to investigate and we'll go to prison. And he's like, no.
No, bang!
And he shoots him. So then a lady's out on the marina, she's out on a boat, she sees him, she sees the murder happen, but she's kind of like, a little unstable. And then he goes to try and date her, and it gets kind of weird. She's kind of, I thought she was a little bit annoying. Her character was a little annoying.
Her character's really annoying. She makes pots.
Yeah, she works at a zoo or something, like
Yeah,
a petting zoo. Nice lady, really nice lady.
Nice lady, kind of an annoying character.
Yeah.
I feel like she doesn't really fit in with the Columbo cast of characters.
I thought so too. I'll go with that.
Every character is like some either some funny but also kind of serious role like the
Yeah. Can you imagine she watches this and she's like, oh my god, I was already unstable to begin with, and now look.
I was the best character.
I was the best one. My mom told me I was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyway, that was called dead weight, and it's called dead weight because the army guy tied dumped this guy at sea, tied some weights on him, but the body they got loose, the body came up. So that's
even though he's a water expert, he fails
he failed.
He fails to take currents into account for somehow.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Next one, short fuse.
Ha.
One of Alex's favorites.
Great. If it was just my ranking, I probably would put this too high than it deserves, but still.
Wow.
It's a really good episode with a perfect. It's a perfect
ending, and the ending was great. The ending is great.
The bad guy in this one, hate him. He
he was really weaselly.
Yeah.
He had that girl, the secretary, help him. And then he gets her fired, and then she's like, look, I got fired. He's like, oh, I don't wonder how that happened, but he's the one who did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, real weasel. And the great ending. What about the ending? On that trolley, in the sky trolley.
Yeah, you explain the ending. You're better.
Okay, so the way he did it, his uncle smoked cigars. He took a cigar box, he put a bomb in the cigar box, and his uncle and the limo driver got blown up by the cigar box, basically. The car fell off the cliff. So Columbo knew that he did it. He knew how he did it, but he didn't have proof yet. So what he did is he put another cigar box together and said, look, the car just fell off the cliff. It wasn't the cigar. It wasn't an explosion like we thought. And so he took this guy in this sky tram. It was him and one other guy in Columbo. And the guy's like, oh my God, that's the bomb. It's gonna go off any second now. And Columbo's like he's like, oh yeah, this is a cigar. They keep slamming the cigar box, and the guys. So that's how he catches him, because the guy freaks out. Yeah. Because the only way he'd freak out is if he knew there was a bomb in that cigar box.
Exactly. He's like, stop those cigars.
Yeah. Great ending. It was a lot of fun actually. And at the end, the guy is such a scumbag that you just want to see him get caught.
You want to see him get caught.
Yeah.
He cries joy when he realizes he's not going to explode.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, he was happy.
That's the only time he shows genuine emotion.
Yeah, he was actually happy because he's not dead, but he's going to prison.
The rest of the other movie, he's like, I'm a jerk, and that's my whole character.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's like, oh my God, I'm not dead. So
it's true. Good observation, Alex. Okay, number 4. Actually, where are we at? Number 4. Death lends a hand. Death lends a hand.
Yes.
That's the one. So Death lends a hand, and there's a famous backhand in this. This is an interesting one because he didn't mean to kill the murder. Okay, go ahead.
The one episode where the guy didn't mean to kill the person.
That's right.
Yeah, he's just a very short-tempered person.
But he wasn't very nice though, because he was trying to blackmail her, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to tell my husband, who's like this powerful senator, that you try to blackmail me." Yeah. And he's like, "Oh no, don't do that." And then,
please don't, I beg, bop.
Exactly. And then she hits the corner or something. She dies. and then
And then the rest episode.
yeah,
Well, it's another good episode, especially since the guy needs to like make up a story on the spot.
That's right.
Like he didn't. Everyone else has a plan. This guy just killed on accident.
that's right. And yeah, so he dumps the body across town. But it's really well done. So it's got a little psychedelic thing where he's got his glasses, remember that, and they're like showing all the things that he's doing, cleaning up the crime scene and all this stuff. And then they have, they had the body dug up and all that. So it's really a good, solid episode altogether. Number 3, Murder by the Book, with Jack Cassidy, who plays the bad guy, and he does 2 more Columbo episodes also. Really good bad guy, really kind of sleazy looking guy. And what happens in Murder by the Book?
In Murder by the Book, there's these 2 mystery letters, but they're thinking about selling the company. Now this wouldn't be a big problem if the killer had talent.
Right.
The thing is, the killer guy has no talent in writing at all, so he's just gonna end up going broke. So he's like, you know what? How about? And he takes a scene from one of the books and acts it out in real life and kills his partner.
Exactly. But of course, Columbo shows up and ruins his day.
Of course.
And one of my favorite lines of the first season, Columbo is pestering him as he always does. If you don't know Columbo, he's always asking a lot of questions. Shows up at their job, at their homes, in the street, at the bar. He's always finding them. And he says, hey, he goes, I was just in the neighborhood. And the guy says, you're always in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
Columbo has a really good one.
Yeah, some good lines, and he's hilarious. Number 2, we thought it was the 9th episode, which is Blueprint for Murder, the season finale of season 1.
Now, this episode is the perfect Columbo episode, except for the ending.
And
They got everything right, and I feel like while they were getting everything right, they skipped out on the ending or something.
I agree. It was a little far-fetched, a little bit. Usually the gotcha time when Columbo reveals that he has the thing is usually pretty good. Like the painting one where he's got his hands in his pocket. That was pretty cool. But this one,
Yeah.
all the bad guy had to do was keep the body, hide the body somewhere else. But he put it in a very obvious place, and that's how he got caught.
Yeah, he was just impatient.
It was just impatient. That's all. But this had great characters. You have the rich, boisterous Texan, this loud guy. You got the architect who wants to build this mega complex using the Texans' money. You got the Texans' new young wife. You got his old wife Goldie, who was one of the great characters.
One of the greatest side characters.
Yeah, so funny.
Ever.
So funny. He goes, I've been married for 30 years. He never misses a doctor's appointment.
He never missed a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, and she knew. She goes, and it was fun. A lot of fun. Favorite episode of the first season, Prescription for Murder, the pilot. Solid. I think based on this pilot, they picked up the show and made it a whole series. About a psychologist who murders his wife, with a young accomplice who's an actress, who pretends to acts like she's the wife, and they went on an airplane together. Anyway, Columbo figures the whole thing out. And what are some of the memorable points from your
when I was talking about the last one was the perfect Columbo episode, except for the ending, this one is the perfect Columbo episode, including the ending.
Good
So
call.
you know you're really in for the best episode of the season. And I don't know if the show will get much better than that, but I mean it might. I've never watched it, but the bad guy, the main antagonist, the murderer, he's like actually really smart.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
That's right.
If he was against any other guy that wasn't Columbo, he
That's
would have
right.
won. He would have won.
Exactly.
Like he sets it up perfectly. He doesn't
That's right.
forget anything,
Every detail.
except for his emotional side. Doesn't he?
Yeah, because the way Columbo gets him, he gets him through the accomplice. Remember that girl? And he's like, I love the scene where he goes to the movie studio where she's working.
Yeah.
And he goes, there's one weak spot and it's you. And he's like really like leading into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Columbo's
I want to get him
really
through
mad
you.
at him, yeah.
And she's like, she got all rattled. She's like, I want my lawyer. So
Yeah.
she was able to withstand. But
We're going downtown.
yeah, exactly. And she goes, well, and then so Columbo's like, it's okay. So they start watching her and everything. And one of my favorite exchanges when this guy is basically, Columbo knows that he did it. He knows that Columbo knows that he's the murderer. And they're having a hypothetical conversation where he says to Columbo, you know what, this murderer, you're never going to catch him because he's too smart for you. He's committed the perfect murder and you'll never catch him.
Yeah.
And Columbo says to him, he says, listen, first of all, you're a jackass. No, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
1968. Sorry.
True though.
He says, look, our murderer's got one chance to get it right. I do this for a living. 100 times a year, I solve these murders. So he's got one chance, but this is what I do for a living. So I will catch you, basically.
Yeah. Oh, good episode.
Good episode. So that wraps it up.
I think that's about wraps it up. That was first season episode Columbo ranking.
So are you a Columbo fan at this point?
Yes.
I am. I always love the character. It's just fun. He's fun to watch. Like you're just watching. Even sometimes he's in the background. He's not really part of the scene. You know, he's just maybe like just doing something in the back. But you're always watching what he's doing, right?
No one else could have played his part and nailed it as well as
Peter Falk.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree. So that was it for the first season. We hopefully we'll do this again for the second season. We'll rank them, and then maybe when the whole thing is done, we'll do like an ultimate ranking.
Yes. Oh my gosh, like a top 10 episode.
Like a top 10, like a top, like 100 to number 1, whatever.
Oh, that'd be insane.
That'd be insane.
Okay. Well, I really hope the series does not decline in quality.
It does after like 3 or 4 seasons.
So we got some time.
We got some time. You got a good solid 20 to 30 episodes that you're gonna enjoy.
We got like 3 months.
We got 3 months. If we do one a week, yeah, we got 3 months. So there you go. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. Do they tune in anymore?
I don't know.
That was a television thing. Okay, we got to get our hair and makeup people. Get our hair for next episode.
Thanks for liking and commenting and subscribing.
Yeah, why not?
Like, comment, and survive.
At least mom and our family should at least comment and subscribe.
True.
At least them, you know, like if things like you. And if other people watch it, that's fine too. So
tell us how great we are.
well, no. You tell us how great he is. I don't need that. That's anyway. Thank you very much. We're signing off
for the first time and not the last.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.